Hey y'all, it is Chris with Rockin 8 Farm. Today's project is going to cover a couple of different areas. So first of all, yeah, we're doing a project today. Second, it is a pig project, and it's also a pallet project. Now for anyone that is getting tired of pallet projects or pig projects, I'll tell you what. As a reward for sticking with me through this, I'm going to leave you with some pig cuteness. Here you go. So now that I've got your attention, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and watch the rest of the video. Before we jump into this particular project and before I even let you know what it is, just let me remind you to go visit the website, rockin8farm.com. That's ROCKIN, the number 8, FARM.com. You'll be able to see some of our latest videos, see what we've been up to on Instagram, check out farm pictures, and catch up on farm stories. Also, if you haven't already done so, take a minute to click that subscribe button below and click that little notification bell so that you get a reminder anytime we have a video coming out. So what is today's pig pallet project? Well, I need to figure out a watering solution. So if you watched our last video, we built a pig hut out of an IBC tote. And if you didn't see that, I'll go ahead and link that up here in the corner. We're having to do what we have to do to kind of raise these pigs on a budget, and we've got things laying around the farm, so why not utilize them? I think that IBC pig hut is going to work out pretty well, and I'm also pretty confident in this pig watering system that I'm putting together today. Now, there's a million different kinds of waters that you can put together. There's prefab stuff, there's stuff people build. I'm just kind of going with what I think is going to work for me. I don't have the money to spend on one of these really cool tubs that has a hole in it where the pigs can stick their head in but not put their feet in and get it all dirty, but it holds, 300 gallons of water. Those are cool, but those are expensive. I've trained the pigs to these water nipples, so there's a few different ways I could go with that. We could do the old barrel full of water with pig nipples all the way around it thing. Those work great. Problem I've had with that is that pigs are smart and they have a tendency to do things like sit there and hold on to the nipple and drain all the water out so they can make themselves a nice wallow. Now, I understand that pigs need a place to wallow, but it doesn't necessarily have to be right there where I'm trying to give them water. I've also seen some really cool projects where people take the galvanized pipe that I'm actually going to use, the pig nipples that I'm actually going to use, and they set them in concrete. Again, cool, but the way I think the problem I see with it is that they can still create a big muddy area right around where the water is, and I've got to pick up 80 to 100 pounds and move it every time I have to move their water. So I think I found a solution that's going to work for me. And if it doesn't work for me, then I'll probably end up going with the setting it down in concrete method, which this system will very easily convert to. So we're starting out with some pretty simple parts. This is kind of the guts of my pig watering system right here. As you can see, it's a couple of galvanized nipples, a galvanized T, some galvanized elbows. The only thing that's even remotely fancy about this is that this T is 1/2 inch by 3/4 inch. And that's so that I could attach this 3/4 inch nipple and be able to attach a hose. This piece here is not necessary. I just got it on here so that I'd be able to flex this a little bit when I go to attach my other hose. The basic principle behind this is that any water that the pigs are drinking will fall down through the pallet, and that I can move this just a few feet every single day. So there's no one area in my yard that's going to get totally saturated. The pallet is light enough for me to pick up and move, which means it's going to be light enough for the pigs to move too. I'm hoping that because they're standing on it to drink, that they'll just kind of walk away after they're done drinking. And because I'm going to pick it up in the morning and move it over several feet, they won't feel the need to be shoving it all over the place to get to the mud that's underneath. If I do have big problems with them shoving it around, I'll probably just sink some T-posts in the ground and kind of pin it on the 4 corners so that it really can't move. So back to the project. Just a standard pallet, y'all. Now you're gonna say, well, my pallets have gaps in it. This one did too. All I did was I took some spare slats that I had and filled them in between the existing slats on the pallet. I laid this piece on top like so I could figure out where I needed to drill my holes. And then I just used the skill saw to kind of square things off and make sure I had more room. So I've just secured the pipe on one side here with these brackets. I want to do some more work on this side before I flip this over. So as you can see, I drilled this hole so that I could pass my hose through here. I ended up removing this piece because I just didn't need it. My original concern was that this nipple was going to be too close to this piece of wood and I wouldn't be able to screw the hose on. So I wanted something that I'd be able to bend up to connect the hose. Once I got this all put together, I saw that that wasn't the case. Plus I had some movement in here since I haven't fully secured it in there yet anyhow. Hey y'all, new day, new shirt, because you know I changed my clothes on occasion. Got a little busy yesterday, kind of had to set the project aside. I'm just going to come back and finish it up real quick because it was just about done when I was working on it yesterday. I need to install the pig nipples. I get these ones off of Amazon, y'all. I like these little ones with the red stoppers. They seem to thread into the galvanized fittings better, and they also seem to not get stuck as much. So I mean, this is just something that I found that seems to work for me. I've tried 3 or 4 different varieties of pig nipples, and these little ones off of Amazon, you know, I mean, almost all pig nipples have the screen to keep stuff out of them. I don't know what it is about this one. They just don't get stuck as often, and they thread really well onto the galvanized pipe. That's why I use them, but use whatever works for you. And then the last thing I need to do is attach this to my hose that I have coming out of this. So it is, it'll be a female hose on both ends, so it connects to the galvanized pipe configuration, and then you'll be able to hook another hose to it. So just getting these little hose end repair kits allows you to turn a length of hose into 2 male ends or 2 female ends. I've installed this little shutoff on the end of my hose, and that's because once I get these pigs out on pasture, where my water source is may be, you know, 150 feet away from the pens themselves. So having a little shutoff on the end of the hose means that I can come up and shut off the water, disconnect the watering system, and take it wherever I need to take it, hook the hose back up, turn it back on without having to walk the 150 feet. Some may call it lazy. I call it working smarter, not harder. All right, y'all, so here's the test. We've got water on. Let's see if she works. Well, there you have it, folks. Only time's going to tell whether or not this portable pig watering system is actually going to work. If it doesn't, I even had some of these parts laying around, so I only have money invested in some of the galvanized pipe, which I can use in another project. The pallet doesn't cost me anything. So there y'all have it from Rockin 8 Farm. We got a little portable pig watering system. We'll have these guys out on pasture before you know it. Huh, boys? Huh, boys? Yeah. Good boys. So until I see everyone again next time, I just want y'all to be happy and live healthy. It's a good boys. Yes, it's a good boys.